In my opinion, the Lakers are the third best team in the NBA. All three teams that I have that are top three are in the Western Conference. OKC, Houston, Lakers. Top three for as title contenders.
So it looks like that Clutch Sports check cleared. You can tell Perk already capping. It's too early to be capping right now. We're like a month away from the season, regular season, and you talking all this crazy stuff. Kendrick Perkins goes off on the Lakers being a top three team in the Western Conference. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
Ron is... most great players are far more calculated than they ever let on. Right, I look at there are even more NBA records that he's breaking this year, games played, seasons played, all of these things. He's got a good team. His championship, I would say I would put them in the 6th or 7th spot to win a championship, in my opinion, right, across the entire league. That's where I would put them. So when I look at that, I'm like, I think they're in a good spot. Now, is LeBron going to do all of those things? He might. There's two sides. Either he's going to disappear quietly or he'll let us know. So if he's not letting us know, you should lean towards the side of he's going to disappear quietly.
LeBron James disappearing quietly? I doubt it. We already know LeBron James, Clutch Sports, his media team, they like to control the narrative. So by him just disappearing after this season without putting out hints or signs or officially announcing this is his last season, I don't see it happening. Bryce James is always going to be in question, even though he kind of, shot that down that he's not waiting on Bryce. Let's be real. If Bryce has a breakout season, could potentially be drafted off his own merit, with a little push by Rich Paul and Clutch Sports and LeBron, I do believe he'll stay around. Now, as far as him joining forces with Bryce and teaming up on a different team other than the Lakers, that may not happen. I don't know how that's going to work out, but if he has the opportunity to at least play against Bryce and maybe join teams with him, he's always going to keep that in back of his head. Like, you know what? If things go good for Bryce, that idea will start moving, to the front of his head. Like, you know what? We can make this happen. This is a possibility. I might as well stick around. That's when you'll see LeBron take a huge pay cut just to potentially play either on the same team as Bryce or against him. So you always got to keep that in question with LeBron James. But as far as the Lakers' success this season, they have a chance to maybe go on a playoff run. But unless they add another good score on this team, the Lakers are going to get bounced out in the first or the second round.
One, Braun does nothing quietly because
that might be the ultimate card flip. That might be the ultimate, kind of flip it on its head and catch everybody by surprise. That's the only thing I'm saying. He does surprise people now. He does surprise people.
Well, I will say this. He's happy, which is the great thing. Look, we all know at some point in the next year or two, maybe 3, that he's going to walk away from the game of basketball. Hell, in 5 years, he's going to be eligible for his pension. He should walk away. But this is what I will say. He's happy. And if you're the Lakers organization, the front office, ownership group, Laker fan base, you should also be happy that LeBron James is happy about this season. And he's happy because, one, JJ Redick has a year under his belt. He's on his way back with a hellified coaching staff. Nate McMillan, Scott Brooks, veterans on the bench that didn't coached at the highest level, won at the highest level, coached, future Hall of Famers, etc.
As far as LeBron James being happy and Lakers fans should be happy that he's happy, I think he's just more content. I think he understands, like, you know what? I did all that stuff, trying to change narratives and push agendas and taking pictures at Clippers and Cavs facilities just to potentially force my way out of LA, try to get that check, and then see if he can get a trade. But he just understands, you know what? I did all that capping. The Lakers didn't bite. They're not going for anything right now. They're worried about Luka and JJ Redick, the future of the Lakers franchise, and he knows he's going to be out the door. So at this point, you know what? Let me just chill out. Nothing's working with the Lakers. They don't care about me like they used to 8 or 9 years ago. He's about to be 41 years old. So I think he's just, content right now. He did all that for nothing. So now all he can do is continue to be a professional like he usually is, but he likes to talk a little junk on the sidelines and be secretive and have his puppet, Rich Paul, do all his his dirty work. So again, LeBron knows what he got to do. If he wants to have a chance to get a lot of money next season, he knows he has to continue to be a professional on the court. I don't think he's necessarily happy. I disagree with Perk.
On top of that, Luka is in shape, showed his commitment to it, and I believe that LeBron James is happy with the moves that the Lakers, Rob Pelinka, made this offseason. Go and get a Marcus Smart. I understand he played meaningless basketball last year with the Wizards, but he's still in his prime. A guy who 2-3 years is removed from winning Defensive Player of the Year, defensive pest, right? Something that you need at the wing position. Now you got DeAndre Ayton, right? If you could get DeAndre Ayton that we saw during that Phoenix Suns run when he was bought in, playing with the right type of tenacity and mindset, which I believe he will, okay, now you're in great shape. In my opinion, the Lakers are the third best team in the NBA. All three teams that I have that are top three are in the Western Conference. OKC, Houston, Lakers.
So it looks like that Clutch Sports check cleared. You can tell Perk already capping. It's too early to be capping right now. We're like a month away from the season, regular season, and you talking all this crazy stuff. The Lakers, the third best team in the West or the NBA. I don't know what he was trying to say, but let's just say he was comparing the Lakers in the Western Conference. OKC Thunder, what he said, the Rockets and the Lakers. I don't see the Lakers being third. At best, 6. At worst, maybe 8th or 9th. Really depends on, what's going to happen with the health of other teams. But if all teams are healthy going into the season, yeah, you can put the Lakers at maybe top 6. I got to really go back and do my research. But again, the T-Wolves are better. Houston's better. OKC is better. Denver's better. So that's 4 teams right there. Again, third best in the West? Nah. Perk, come on, bro. It is what it is. I know you're trying to get your friendship back with your OG LeBron, but you ain't got to go out like this, bro. It ain't worth it.
Great depth. Jared Vanderbilt is finally coming back off. He's finally healthy coming into training camp. Remember, he had surgery on both of his ankles or both of his feet. That's ain't easy to come back from. Austin Reeves, looking for him to have another breakout type season. Hell, he was a certified number 3 option last year. So, far as with me, I'm loving the Lakers right now. Do I have them picked to win it all? No, but I do have them top three for as title contenders.
Nothing gets me excited like it's if Perk listening to media day. Yes,
Alec. So if you have him as top 3, look at how his ear's leaning forward. So you say that ideally those are the only 2 teams better than them, right? In the conference. So, ladies and gentlemen, Perk just established that the Lakers he has losing in the second round.
Essentially, that's what he's saying, but I like the reverse psychology he's playing, really, pushing this whole Lakers being top 3, meaning that, okay, they're going to get to the second round and they're going to get destroyed. Not sure who the matchup would be, but let's be real. If they can't get past the Nuggets the last few seasons, if they can't get past the T-Wolves, what makes you think they'll even make it to the second round? But maybe that's their ceiling. Maybe that's the angle RJ is going with.
Where was the joke?
What was the joke? They're the third best team in the NBA, and Perk has them losing in the second round. So
that would essentially be though.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
Because then you have the other 2 teams meeting in the conference finals.
No, but I'm saying, is like you can talk about their.
Yeah, where is the joke?
I'm saying that the joke is we're talking about them being the third best team. They're a second round team. So, do we really think that they have a chance to win an NBA championship?
It's called your math ain't mathin', Rich.
No. I'm messing. First of all, whoa, everyone, lower it down, Alex. Whoa, lower it down.
You raise.
The joke that I'm trying to make is this: that the Lakers, he's saying, the third best team. I think they're like the 5th or 6th best team. That's my opinion. Right? 5th or 6th best team, they typically lose in the second round, right? If you're the third best team in the league, I don't see the Lakers going out in the second round, which I believe that's probably the max that their team can do unless they get really lucky. If they get Oklahoma City, if they get a Houston, even in my opinion, if they get a Denver in the first, second round, they're going to lose. That's what I'm saying. The Lakers are a lot further away than what I think we really want to try and give them credit for. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, good take by Richard and an obvious take. Again, I don't know what's going on with LeBron and Kendrick and Rich Paul. Maybe they had a conversation. Maybe bygones are bygones, and they're going to try to move forward this season, and he's going to try to glaze LeBron. I don't know what it is, but RJ's correct, and he's cool with LeBron. You know, they won a championship together, and he's keeping it real. The realest he can keep it, working at ESPN. Lakers at best, 5th or 6th. At worst, maybe 8th. And their first round exit, depending on the matchup. So if they face the Thunder in the first round or second round, it's a wrap. The Rockets, maybe, you know, that could be 50-50 only because you're not going to have Van Vliet for the season. So maybe that could be a better matchup. A tough 7 games, but the way that the Lakers play and the lack of execution, LeBron James folding in the playoffs, they can really lose to any team in the first or second round. So it don't got to be the top 3 or 4 teams in the West for the Lakers to get bounced out. Again, Kendrick Perkins, bro, look in the mirror, keep it real. Your GOAT, LeBron James, ain't the real GOAT. He's the phony GOAT.
Yeah, that is your opinion. That's not mine. Because I do believe that, like, you know, if they happen to match up with and both squads were healthy, I mean, the Rockets would actually have to play some pretty damn good basketball.
Agreed.
We're actually going to take a strong pivot here because it's not on the rundown. But speaking of the Rockets, and this is respect to Fred VanVleet, the champion that he is, does that not, how much weight and losing him have them at number 2?
Go ahead, Perk.
Why you say huge, though?
I say huge because I think we look at when Kevin Durant had playmakers, point guards, that's when his teams excelled the most, right? Brooklyn, he had James Harden, one of the ultimate playmakers. Kyrie is a guard, but he's more of a screen. But you had James Harden. When he was in Golden State, you had Draymond, you had Andre, you had the system that they had, right? When you get to Phoenix, you know, and even when he was in Oklahoma City, he had Russell Westbrook that was putting up those numbers as a point guard. So when you look at in Phoenix, they didn't have a point guard and they struggled. I'm not saying that they don't have people that can play. They got Şengün that can play make. But there's something about, we've noticed when Kevin Durant plays with a point guard or in a system that has it, his teams typically excel, right? When they don't, they come back to kind of that medium level for Kevin Durant, respect.
Yeah, that's going to be the issue with the Rockets. Not having Van Vliet, not having that leadership. KD has usually excelled when he had a solid point guard. Think about Kyrie. Think about Russell Westbrook in his prime. He needs another solid point guard in order to at least get past the second round and maybe a conference finals. You got to have that if you're the Houston Rockets and KD. Are they going to try to look at a Russell Westbrook? Can KD chop it up with Russ behind the scenes and check each other's temperature? Could that be a possibility? Is Fred VanVleet going to be ready for the playoffs, or is it going to be a complete wrap? He's not coming back until the start of the 2026-27 season. So there's some moves that can be made to fill in that spot as far as, you know, a Fred VanVleet replacement for this season. That's going to be key for the Houston Rockets. Really thinking maybe the Lakers can put up a good series versus the Rockets. But again, if they don't execute, if LeBron James folds, they're going to lose to any team. I don't care who's not playing and who's not healthy. LeBron James folds in the playoffs.